Hey all, good morning and welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. And today happens to be the 20th of February, and we are looking at a market that's on the edge. I think the fear gauge is elevated, and both S&P and NASDAQ futures are slightly in the red. The way I look at it right now, you can see that it's down 0.19% for S&P 500 futures. NASDAQ futures is down around 0.19%. And overall, I think there is this sense of wanting to wait for what happens with the PCE data. It's month end, it's Friday. And the market is holding its breath before 8:30 a.m. when the GDP and PCE drop simultaneously. One hot number could reset the entire rate cut narrative, and that could, of course, have its impact on the indices. That's why we are very close to neutral, slightly negative. Values are elevated, so that's understandable. Gold just crossed 5,000, and it's not done. Gold is at around 5,024 as we speak. And you would see that the geopolitical tension with Iran, a cautious Fed, and global uncertainty are all fueling this rally. This isn't a blip. Gold has been one of the best performing assets of 2026, and it's telling us something where smart money is hiding. But when I look at the technical structure out here, this is a bear flag, and we are still consolidating. Though I had put a target of 4,300.99, remember that the real life events can change the trajectory of charts, and technical analysis is only a probability. So we have to remember that if during the weekend US strikes Iran, then definitely all bets are off, because then gold would likely take off. The other point I want to keep in mind this morning is that Japan nearly avoided recession. Hi, Inns, thanks for joining. Japan nearly avoided recession. Their Q4 GDP came in just at plus 0.1%, a near miss on recession. Yet the Bank of Japan is still talking about raising rates. That tension between a weak economy and a hawkish central bank is what's keeping USD JPY at around 155. You can see that here, 155.214 is where we are at. And where this pair goes determines what happens to our stock market as well, when taken in conjunction with the 10-year bond yield respectively. Bitcoin is at around 67K, and bulls are losing ground. BTC has stabilized near 67,000, but the average US Bitcoin ETF investor bought it near 84,000, and that's a near 20% paper loss. Institutional conviction is fading. Open interest is falling, and today's macro data could push crypto in either direction fast. I personally am on the bear side, so I have gone for MSTZ as a proxy play, and let us see how it proceeds. Now, coming back to the S&P 500 futures, we have a head and shoulder pattern, we have a neckline, and we are moving down, but we have support out here at 6859. Right now, we're at 6866.75. So if we break down below 6859, then I think our 100-day exponential at 6,811 will come into play, this lavender line out here. Overall, market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, momentum is below average. Whatever economic data comes out today is going to determine what happens. Around 8:30 a.m. we have the core PCE, then we have GDP growth rate quarter over quarter, advanced reading, personal income month over month, personal spending month over month, GDP price index quarter over quarter. A whole lot of data dropping in simultaneously. It will take the market 2 or 3 minutes to parse these things, and we'll start seeing the reaction somewhere around 8:35 onwards. So it's a very critical time. So whatever we do right now doesn't make much sense. So I'll keep today's session shorter. And I'm also watching the Canadian side, because on the Canadian side, we are looking at the housing situation. Housing is a huge part of our economy because from there goes a lot of other industries. And as we see the Canadian 5-year interest rates coming down, it helps our mortgage market because the rates can stay lower and renewals can happen at a lower rate as compared to the exorbitant rates that were visualized earlier. And this could reduce the potential for foreclosures, and also it will improve the risk quality of the banks. So overall, it has a whole lot of impacts. So it's moving in the right direction, in my opinion. So one should be a little comfortable with that aspect. But with that said, let's go on and have a look at NASDAQ futures. NASDAQ futures also has a head and shoulder pattern, and we have a neckline, and it's coming down. The candle that we have right now shows a whole lot of selling pressure. We started higher and immediately we came down, and we are still in the downward trend. If we look at a 1 minute or 2 minute time frame, we'll see that successive candles are going down. So it's not looking that great right now. But as I said, 8:30 could change everything. You have a very bearish market sentiment at bearish MACD and momentum below average. Dollar index is slightly elevated. It's managed to go above 97.884. But the question is, can it survive up there? Because it is facing a lot of pressure from the 50-day exponential at 97.89. Right now we are at 97.88. And the support line that you see is 97.88. So we are exactly on top of that resistance/support line. We don't know what's going to happen there, but we have a target of 95.459 based on a previous bear channel. I'm going with that for the time being. Let us see how this pans out. VIX is about 20 again this morning, which is not a good sign. Gold, as I mentioned, is consolidating. And I would probably buy a little bit of ZGLD just in the eventuality that there is some kind of attack on Iran during the weekend. I think that is more probable because the Epstein heat is growing with a lot of actions being taken by various countries on figures that were in the Epstein files from their countries. So the quest for accountability in US is growing. And that to me means that there should be some bigger distractions. What could be bigger than possibly a weekend war on Iran? So that's what I'm thinking when I buy gold. If I think Canada might see a future like Japan, but there's a big difference between Canada and Japan. Canada is more open to immigration, even though the policies might be a bit crazy. But Japan doesn't have too much of immigration. They have been traditionally a closed society from that perspective. So the immigrants who come into Canada create demand for goods and services, and that always helps the economy to a good extent. So I think that will be a slight difference between the two. And also, I think there is a very good opportunity for Canada to improve its immigration policy. Right now, I saw a new article which says that we are going to allow doctors and specialists in finance and other things and IT to come into the country if they're going to be able to make a change. But the only thing that disappoints me is that it talks about them having Canadian experience. So that makes this news event almost zero. So I think that Canada still has not brought its Immigration Act in place. Many professionals who came in have left Canada within 3 years of arriving under a permanent residence because they have not been able to realize their career aspirations and their certifications are not being accepted. And even the new immigration push to get overseas doctors to come here is going to be a waste as long as the Medical Council of Canada doesn't recognize their credentials, and it makes it very difficult for foreign educated doctors to requalify in Canada. I know many such cases, and so I think that we still need a proper immigration policy. Okay, enough about Canada. Let's go and have a look at AI, and let's keep this short. NVDA is down 0.34% in pre-market trade, resistance at 187.90, and support is going to be at 186.62. Right now, we are at 187.26. So that's the verdict for NVIDIA. Let's look at Google. Google is up 1.28%. But friends, I'm thinking that this is just a bear flag and it's going to come down. For today, the support is at 296.40, which is the 100-day exponential, resistance at 315.95, which is a 50-day exponential. Meta is down 0.22. There is the recent news about Zuckerberg testifying and all that stuff. It does do a little bit of a downward drag. We have a resistance as same as yesterday, 652.01 resistance, 636.06 as support. And we have Microsoft down 0.24%. The earlier support, which was at 399.10, is now gone and has now become a resistance. And we have support at we have the current market price at 397.37. I'm not planning to draw a support line out here, but if there was a support, that could be at 392.97. I'm still thinking that we are tracking to a target of 338.48. At which point I'll do some dollar cost averaging. Then we have Amazon, which is up 0.37%. There is a gap fill to be done, but I don't think we are out of the woods as yet. I would like to see a few more candles come up. We have a target of 170.34. Market sentiment bearish, MACD bearish, momentum very much below average. So it's a direction downwards. AMD is down 0.54% and it's got a resistance today at 203.75. Support is going to be at 197.06. And we have Apple, which is down 0.38% in pre-market trade. And we're going to get resistance from the 100-day exponential at 260.13. Right now we are at 259.58. And our support is most likely to be initially at 258.06 and then at 255.59. Tesla is down 0.11% in pre-market trade, just about managing to stay above this diagonal line of support at 410.80. I'm going to mark this green, and just like yesterday, probably we might stay above, but I don't know. I can't say anything about Tesla, but technicals are pointing to reverse head and shoulder pattern, taking it all the way to 367.90. But this may happen over a longer period of time. That's my opinion. Yeah, pre is not down as much. They are waiting for that 8:30 a.m. news. SMCI is down 0.34%. It has got this diagonal line of support. And for today, I think it will get initial support somewhere around 30.23. Resistance is the 50-day exponential at 32.48. Palantir is down 0.17% in pre-market. We had a very bearish candle out here, but this morning, I think we'll have to look at the 8:30 a.m. economic data. And based on that, I think all the stocks could change. So I wouldn't make any declarations out here. Overall, everything looks bearish right now for Palantir, but it can change on a dime. Tempest AI is up 1.92%. It has touched 61.11. My average price is around $71. So I'm still $10 short on Tempest AI. Am I going to dollar cost average? No. I'm just going to wait and watch what happens. I'm not booking my losses yet. Tempest is a viable stock, so I'm going to hold on. For today, I expect a resistance at 63.24, which is the 50-day exponential moving average, and I would expect a support at 59.44. Yeah, oof. This time it seems that my short and long positions both are in the red. I have had the knack of picking up the worst of the worst in both directions. So it's really funny. Yeah, SoFi is down 0.21% in pre-market trades. Again, I'm long on SoFi, and I thought that having dropped significantly, there will be a dead cat bounce. The bounce did happen, but I didn't sell it in time, so I'm stuck. We have a support at 19.24. Yeah, all retail investors, we are all suckers. Okay, 19.29 is the support for today. We are at 19.26 right now. I wouldn't change the support line into a resistance at this point of time, but we'll wait and see what happens. Then we have Oracle, which is down 0.44% in pre-market trades. It will get resistance at 161.95 this morning. And it could get some support somewhere initially at around 148.49 and after that at 144.85. SMH happens to be down 0.28% in pre-market trade. This diagonal line of support is now a diagonal line of resistance, and it will have offer resistance at around 412.43. Right now we're at 409.39. NP is another thing that I'm watching closely. I don't have it in my portfolio, but I have a little bit of a loss on MP, which I want to recover and close out that counter in the positive. That is my goal for this year. So I'm watching to enter into it. Right now is not the time to enter. If I was adventurous, I would probably short MP and try to take some money out of it. But I'm going to play it very cautious and safe. I'm going to wait for it to come very close to this support line, which I believe is very strong because it's aligned with the 200-day exponential. So the bounce is guaranteed. So let us see if it comes down there today so that I can nibble on it. Then we have Qualcomm, which is down 0.42%, and we have SMR, which is down 0.89%. I'm watching this for a bounce. If it comes to the support of 13.50, it could get a bounce. So I'm looking at that. We also have a target which could take it to 12.54. So those are the two things I'm watching out here. Next, we have, what else do we have out here? That's about it, I think. Broadcom. So Broadcom is down 0.48% in pre-market trades. We had a head and shoulder pattern. We have a neckline, but it has not yet come closer to the neckline. For today's purposes, I would say 100-day exponential at 336.42 is the resistance, and the support is 311.14, which happens to be this red line out here. Now, I would like to also point out a positive aspect out here. Let us say that this is a shoulder, this is the head, and this is another shoulder. So we have a potential reverse head and shoulder for Broadcom. That is something that I think we have to keep in mind. I'll just push this up so that tomorrow we don't have, next week we don't have to struggle to find it. So that's about it, friends. So that's all we got here. Next, let's go on to genomics and let us see what's happening out there. Pfizer is letting me down. Pfizer has come down significantly. It's down almost 1.86% as of yesterday. I'm very bullish on Pfizer in the long term, but unfortunately, I'm in a negative position and I have a good amount of holdings of Pfizer in the Canadian side. So I'm going to stay put. And wait and see what happens as we go ahead. It's a pretty good company, and it should definitely bounce off in the long term. Pfizer to me seems like the stake I had in Bank of Ireland, which I held for more than a decade and a half, and it's profitable now and seems to be very promising as it is growing faster. Now let's look at Prime. Prime is flat in pre-market trade. Support is definitely available at 3.09. And then we look at Intelia. Intelia is down 0.08% this morning in pre-market trades, and it's going to get support from the 200-day exponential at 12.55. And right now we are at 13.03. Then I'm looking at Caribou Biosciences, another holding that I have. Yeah, it's a long hold. This is in the RRSP, so keep it long. No point booking losses. 1.76 is the price right now. It's flat in pre-market trades. Support is at 100-day exponential at 1.74, resistance at 1.79. And then out here also, we can see a double bottom. If the double bottom plays out, I think Caribou should do well. We could always take a target from here and work it out. But it's progressing very, very slowly. I can't claim a reverse head and shoulder, but double bottom definitely. And the double bottom would have had a neckline out here. Let me draw the neckline. this should be the neckline for the double bottom. And if this was the neckline for the double bottom, let me change the color of this one and pull it out and put it out at the breakout point, which means that we should go somewhere close to 1.90 with this. We are almost halfway through. Let us see if any pattern develops today. Beam Therapeutics is up 2.55% in pre-market trades, and we sure have a resistance at 29.27. Right now we're at 28.59. The 50-day exponential at 27.82 gives support. Alt Immune is flat in pre-market trades. It has support at 4.39, at which stage it is going to bounce, in my opinion. So we'll wait and watch what happens out there. Next, we have Editas, which has got no trace. Pre-market resistance continues to be at 1.85, which is the diagonal line of resistance. And next, I'm looking at Illumina. It's down 1.68%. And for Illumina, I think I still am holding the target of 89.77. I think Jesse is buying Illumina for long term. So I hope he's doing a dollar cost average, because there is still prospects for Illumina to go down. CRISPR Therapeutics is down 0.37% in pre-market trades. And we have a support at 53.21. I do want to get back into CRISPR and make some profits. But I'll be waiting for it to test this support and bounce off this support. This is a confirmed support right now. But on its way down, it's going to get support from 53.97, which is the 100-day exponential, and it's going to get resistance from 54.88, which is the which is the 100-day exponential. 54.84 is the 100-day exponential. That will give resistance. And the 200-day exponential at 53.97 will give us support. And then we have Grail. Grail is down 47.96% this morning in pre-market. We have some news out here. Grail stock slumps 48% after hours as trial for cancer test fails to show reduction in late-stage diagnosis. Good Lord. Good Lord. This is what happens with genomic stocks. Man, this is big punishment for everybody. Anyone who has Grail is going to have the problem with this stock. This is terrible news. This is terrible news. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Now, the good news I can give you is that we could have a support out here at 51.51. And I'll also wait for a dead cat bounce from here at 51.51. So with that said, let's go to TACB. Again, if Grail is just a one technology story, then I think it's curtains down for Grail unless they come up with some other announcement. Otherwise, things are looking bad. And also, whatever tests they are selling right now in the open market, that would become less credible and less useful. So even the support out here is a little bit dubious if that is the case. PACB is down 0.60% in pre-market trades, and we have ARCG, which is down 0.44 in pre-market trades. Resistance at 30.06, which is the 50-day exponential. Support at 29.45, which is the 100-day exponential. Vertex is down 0.17. Support is available at 463.60, which is this horizontal line out here. Ginkgo Bioworks is down 1.44%, and it could get support at 9.36. And this support at 9.36 is going to be very, very strong because it also overlaps with 9.40, which is the 50-day exponential. So together, that's going to be a very strong support. Right now, we are at 9.55. Resistance can be at 9.82, which is the 100-day exponential. And then I would like to look at Precision, down 1.33%. And we have resistance at 4.93. I'm going to mark this red. And support is at 50-day exponential at 3.69. 4.43. That's the support of the 50-day exponential. But given the fact that pre-market we are at 4.45, I think it's a very, very slim support. Hopefully it holds on. And we go to Eli Lilly, which is down 0.08% in pre-market trades. Below the 50-day exponential of 1030.18, which is going to be a strong resistance along with this diagonal line of resistance. And support is from the 100-day exponential at 982.00. Let's look at Ultragenics, which is down 1.97%. And we have resistance, which is, let me mark this red, which is going to provide a resistance at 23.95. Right now we are at 21.40. Potential support could be at 19.30. Now for our other viewers like Uddhav, I think I'll look at United Health and say it's down 0.23%. I'm still thinking we are moving to a target of 222.04. Let's look at Team. Team continues to move downwards, and I'm looking for a pattern out here. If the pattern forms, we can definitely say either it is a trend reversal, or it is a bullish pennant, or a bearish pennant, or a bull flag, or a bear flag. Nothing is showing up as yet. So based on market sentiment and backday, I would say, and the momentum, I would say the chart is looking very bearish. But we always have dead cat bounces when we come closer to the line, this green line on the RSI scale. So today could be a little bit of a bounce, but that's not because something great about the company. It's just that it's a technical bounce. With that said, I'd like to go and have a look at currencies, to look at Bitcoin, because I have a short on MSTR. Let's see where Bitcoin is. Bitcoin has dropped a lot from the pre-market situation that I had seen it in. It's just up 0.08% right now. It's at 67,029.18. And I think that it's going to get resistance at 68,705.32. And it is getting some support at 67,047. Even that support has been sacrificed because we are below that right now. So everything is a resistance for Bitcoin. And I think I have a target here. The initial target is 55,915. The next target is 49,500. So those are the two targets that I'm looking at. So let's see what happens as the market progresses. MSTZ is what I have, which is down 0.81% in pre-market trades. But I'm hopeful that it's going to be able to move back up again. One of the ominous factors out here is that we have a bear flag pattern forming. So I'm there to find a way to get out of MSTZ unless it makes a move today. I don't want to be holding it for the weekend. With that said, friends, I'd like to bring this video to an end. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.